When the sun goes down, the stars come out. From deep in the heart of Texas, it's The Star at Night. Coming to you from the Cowboys facility at The Star in Frisco. With your hosts, Kelsey Charles and David Hellman.
What is up, everyone? Kelsey Charles and David Hellman here, and you are watching Star at Night. Dave, how are you? I feel like I don't see you as often as I do.
I was going to say, you see me literally every day of the year, but it's nice to see you in this formal setting once again. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, of course. The gang is back together. I am phenomenal. I do have some questions for you because I was doing a little perusing on the interwebs and I saw some storylines that I'd love to get your thoughts on, because this is what we do in the off season. We throw random things against the wall. I am going to do this.
You're going to do this to me? All right, just do it. Just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off. It's fine.
Just to see what sticks. And so here on this show, because I like to get reckless, I'm going to ask you, Dave, for the record, before I jump in and make us look crazy, we are all team sign Dakota Prescott on this here show, this here broadcast. Okay, just so we're abundantly clear. But let's play devil's advocate for a minute.
You want to dabble in devil's advocate? Okay.
Dabo's advocate? No.
Dabo Sweeney? Are we talking coaches now? All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Just go.
Anyways,
just go.
I digress. If the deal wouldn't happen, are you thinking that the Cowboys should or would look into, I see the pain on your face, guys like Deshaun Watson or Matthew Stafford? Would they make sense for this Cowboys team if the worst case scenario were to happen? And do you even think the Cowboys would look at that as a viable option?
This is the problem with having to create Cowboys content 365 days a year, is you can't afford to ignore a story like this. So it hurts my very soul that we're even talking about this when they could just pay Dak Prescott. But I got to say, all right, Deshaun Watson, go away. Go away, Deshaun Watson. Like, you're incredibly expensive. He just signed the biggest contract in the NFL, and I know the Texans would take some of that on if they traded him. But so you want the Dallas Cowboys to trade assets just to acquire a quarterback who is arguably not as good as the one they already have. I hate it. I hate it more than I can really articulate on a family-friendly television internet program. Now, the Matthew Stafford one is interesting to me because he's obviously from Dallas. He would probably be happy to finish his career here, and he wouldn't be as expensive. I don't know what it would cost to get him, but if the Cowboys are hell-bent on not paying Dak Prescott, I see the logic. Now, would it be smarter to just pay Dak? Yeah, but that's not what you asked me. So I don't know. Did I answer your question? Does that help?
Yeah, you totally did. You basically said the Highland Park boys should come home, is what I heard.
It's not what I said. I said it makes sense if you're going to make the very stupid decision not to pay Dak. That's what I said.
I agree.
So, go ahead, again, somebody aggregate that and just say, Hellman wants Stafford. Yeah! Because that's what you're trying to do.
That's the headline that we're going to tweet out. I'm going to cut this clip up so it literally says that one part and just blast it into this inner space. So you're welcome. Anyone else can do it too. Feel free to just completely stir the pot, spread the rumors, all the above.
That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing here. We're just stirring the pot.
But maybe don't. Because at the end of the day, I think we all agree that signing Dak is the best case scenario, the best decision, the smartest decision. It needs to happen. And I need it to happen now. The end.
That doesn't mean it's going to, though. And that's what makes this fascinating. Yeah, you do have to consider all angles. You cannot. It's been 2 freaking years. They've had 2 years to sign this guy, and they haven't done it. So you can't tell me it's a lock to happen in the next 6 weeks. So, again, do your due diligence, I guess. I'm just, if I had a seatbelt, I would be putting it on right now. Just get ready for turbulence here in the next 2 months.
All right. Well, buckle up, folks, is what the man is saying. So buckle up, we will. And also buckle up because we have quite the guest coming up for you all next. Texas legend, if you will. So you're going to want to go ahead and stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. All right, so this next segment is delivered by the one and only Favor, and you guys, they have quite the guest for y'all coming up. We've had some pretty impressive talent on this show, but if you are from Texas, this next guest is going to just completely blow your mind. We have the one and only Pat Green joining us. Pat, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Glad to
The
be
dance
here.
hall
Y'all need to
dreamer
set your
himself.
sights higher.
How dare you, sir? Because I don't know about Kelsey. I don't want to speak for you, but I can feel the excitement about this interview hitting me in waves, like waves on waves, if you will. You know.
There it
I love
is.
that song. Bought my house.
I apologize in advance for that. That's my bad.
Everybody
All right,
needs a little prop these days.
I have to ask you, I mean, 2020 was quite the year. We talk a lot
Sure.
about, coaching trees in this line of work. And I would dare to say that you have quite the music tree, if you will. Several of those guys have been on our show, namely like Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen, those types.
Oh, great.
Really paved the way for them. But we've touched base with them about how 2020 went. And I would just love to hear from someone like yourself too on what kind of impact did that have on the music industry, and how did you really truly navigate that?
Well, I think it's obvious, especially if when you go to AT&T Stadium and you think about just how the fan presence has not been there, and obviously for the music business, I mean, the few shows that we have done have been at quarter or half capacity. It's not as easy to be a performer when you're used to seeing thousands of people and now there's just a couple hundred people. And so I think that the number of people is for real. And so is, you're used to making a certain living. And I mean, I would love to be a Dallas Cowboy right now because I would know that at least my salary would be paid. It ain't working out for that way, not right this year, or last year. But I'm hopeful. I have learned a lot of patience. My dad said it best. You know what you learn from patience? It's just patience. So I'm just, waiting for the vaccine to catch up with us and to allow us to have, go back to the life that we know.
Which, we know, talking off air a little bit, I mean, at the very least, I guess maybe it's some solace that you've been able to get in the studio recently. And
right.
What's that kind of been like, I know things aren't normal yet. We all want them to be, but maybe just in the sense that, you're planning to release music, hopefully planning to play shows. Do you kind of feel a sense of normalcy in that regard?
I do. It was great to be in the studio with the guys. I mean, it was weird to go through all the protocol and test everybody, before the sessions. And you have to be respectful of the people that are nervous. You have to put on your, hey man, we're all in this together kind of hat. And getting all that tension out of your body, which is what I do whenever I'm in a studio and writing songs and music, and that feels wonderful. And to be back with the guys and be around people that I know and love on a somewhat normal basis is amazing. It really, it's one of those healing things.
All right, so you're a Texas native, and you made the right decision in picking who your team was. So good for you on that.
I don't know. It wasn't a choice. That wasn't a choice. You asked my father, Craven Earl Green. Yeah, that wasn't a choice. There would be no Houston Oilers in this house at all. He liked Earl Campbell, but that was about it.
Amen. But again, you've been in and around the team for a long time. You performed at the stadium, you performed at the Star. You also call some of the famous Cowboys, some of your friends, I mean, the likes of Troy Aikman. That's pretty impressive. So I've got to know, do you have any Cowboys-esque stories you could tell us? Maybe some that the people haven't heard yet.
They had, back before I got old and fat, I used to, I'm not kidding. When I was young, and I used to have, blonde hair coming out from underneath my ball cap. And one time I had to admit to Troy in Nashville, we were both in Nashville for some reason or another, I don't know, a million years ago. And they kept walking up to me and said, hey man, sign this autograph. And I'm like, first of all, who do you think I'm at? They said, you're Troy, aren't you? And I'd be like, yep, I am. Yeah, you bet. I signed a lot of Troy Aikman autographs that week, and but we started a friendship many years ago. We were in the same poker tournament. It was, for charity and all that, and we got to be buddies, and we've gone on a few golf trips like that. So that's a real special thing, and he's been nice to my kids. I mean, he's the genuine article, and he won all those Super Bowls when I was in college. So that was like a dream come true to get to know that guy, and then Emmett Smith and I got to be on. We were in a company together, selling real estate stuff, and so he's super sweet. I was supposed to be in Pebble Beach with him last week, and I think they shut down the entire state of California right before we were supposed to go, so that didn't work out. But I'm still looking for the reschedule on that.
So basically, I got an autograph from you in Nashville, like years ago. You should probably check the validity.
You might double check the authenticity.
Now, I didn't sign any like memorabilia. I didn't sign any helmets or jerseys. So they were mostly napkins and people's babies' foreheads and stuff. Yeah.
I need to believe that somebody's got that napkin and they show it to everybody. Like, Troy Aikman signed this for me. Oh, that's great.
He wasn't looking as good as he normally does, but it was, I could tell it was him.
He was just on Broadway. That was it. It must have been a few drinks in, like, it's fine. That's what it was.
Everybody has their fun.
Speaking of fun, I already told y'all, like, I'm so excited about this because usually when we play games with guests, I'm the one that has to play and guess, but it's now Kelsey's turn. So Pat, we're gonna play Cowboys music trivia with you. I think you've got a leg up. On Kels, but we will find out.
Yes, I have heard Troy Aikman recordings before. I have heard that.
That's very fortuitous, sir. That's a very fortuitous response. So we'll just jump right into it with this first question. It says, which Cowboys quarterback joined a country group called the Superboys and recorded his own version of the song Oklahoma Nights?
That there would be on my right side of the screen. That's number 9. I'm sorry, that's Tony. I'm sorry, it looks like an 8, but number 8, right there in the middle. T-Roy.
I was gonna say, Pat just gave it away. That's totally Troy. But I knew
Pat
that.
Helped you out. Did you? Did you know that?
I did know that, and a funny musical story with me. I was the band, the music for Troy's induction to the Hall of Fame. And Rayfield Wright was being inducted right next door, and he had the Temptations. And I was like, man, I'm outgunned from the get. So at one point, me and Troy kind of snuck over there and saw some Temptations tunes for a second. But that was. And Rayfield's been super sweet to me. He calls me on Thanksgiving. It's the strangest thing. I get a call from Rayfield Wright every Thanksgiving. Hey man, just checking on you, seeing how you did. Nice.
I can't get over, as a lifelong Cowboy fan, to just, be buddies with the Cowboys Hall of Famers. I mean, I'm sure that doesn't get old, even if you're used to it by now.
No, it doesn't. I'm still giddy about it. It's like meeting Willie Nelson or the president or something. One time I was doing a show, I think it was still Starplex in Dallas years and years ago, and we had a big crowd, and it was right at kind of the peak of my existence, if you will. And I looked down in the crowd, and my brother David is sitting next to Troy, and for like 2 songs, all I could think was, please, David, don't annoy him. Please don't gurm him. Please don't hug him. I was
Don't take photos.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's amazing.
Moving, we got 2 more of these to go. I think we're getting a little bit tougher here. This is, I'm gonna be a little impressed. Okay, what Cowboys position group created the heavy metal band Free Reign and released the album Heavier Than Metal back in 2009? You see your choices in front of you.
Oh man, see, 2009. Okay, so man, the 2009. I'm going to say O-line, just because that would make a lot of sense to me. But I have to admit, that's a stab in the dark.
Kelsey, what do you got?
O-line makes a lot of sense to me too. But just for the sake of picking a different answer, give me the D-line.
That's so diplomatic. The answer is, in fact, O-line. Pat is right. And I know that because of Mark the Animal Colombo can just shred on a guitar.
Right.
He is.
I'm so happy. It's completely right out of nowhere there.
When he was the offensive line, like Mark Colombo's got like, he's got like the metalhead tattoos going all down his arms. Like he could have had another career if he wanted to. All right.
I'm such a wuss when it comes to tattoos. I've got 2 little tiny tattoos, one on here, my arm, one down on my ankle, and it's like, it hurts. Stop.
I'm actually getting one removed right now, and it's way incredibly more painful than even getting the tattoo. So I would not recommend it, just for the record.
Just don't get them in the first place. Yeah, save yourself.
Yeah, this is something I've thought a lot about because I got mine about a year ago too. So hopefully I won't have to get it removed. All right.
So my kids, Kellis, Rainey, you hear everybody, nobody?
Yeah.
Hey,
you're hearing this, guys. You're hearing this.
That thing that was
it's
on my
expensive.
shoulder, down by my elbow.
It's expensive and it hurts. Just so you know.
It's
All right, guys. I'll finish up with this one. Which Dallas Cowboy came out with a Christmas album?
I'm going to say the entire 1985 team is my guess.
Yes, that is the answer.
That is the correct answer. And I just, for Pat, for Kelsey, for whoever, if you don't know, it's on YouTube. You can go watch the videos of these guys recording these songs. It's highly worth your time. I highly recommend it.
Perfect.
Actual internet gold.
I've only done 2 Christmas songs in my life, so.
I mean, I feel like once you've made it, Christmas albums are like a thing that you have to do. So it feels like just like a rite of passage, if you will. Like that's just how you know you're at the top of your career. Like you have a Christmas album. Makes sense.
Well, in Winter Wonderland and Jingle Bells start in the same key with the same kind of cadence, and that's really, if you come see my Christmas show, I usually screw that up. So that's just a disclaimer.
Which, Pat, I'm gonna guess that the next album you put out is not a Christmas album, but.
No.
When you do put it out, though, please let the good people know where they can find it or where to follow you, where to get all that good information.
Sure. Well, at Pat Green Music is my Insta, and then just my name there on Facebook. I really don't know how to operate any other apps in the social world. So I'm not saying I'm antisocial. I'm just saying I'm kind of quasi don't know what the hell I'm doing on computers. So.
Hey, well, you did a phenomenal job with this, so I
3 for 3. That ain't bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Pat, thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Favor, thank you for presenting the interview. Kelsey and I will be right back after this.
All right, Dave. So I know in normal times, it would be the Pro Bowl happening here this upcoming weekend, your favorite NFL event of all time. You TiVo it. Is TiVo still a thing? I don't think so. You look forward to it. You watch every single gripping second of it. You take notes. You break it down. You analyze it. You love this stuff. This is your lifeblood. So I just had to ask you, as if there were any improvements that could be made to your already perfect scenario, would you make any if you had the opportunity to impact change for the Pro Bowl and its lay of the land?
I know you were trolling me, but even like while you were trolling me, I like crawled inside my own body and just like wanted to scream in agony. Actually, okay, but here's the thing, like even in my cynicism, I realized how great the Pro Bowl could be. Because like my first reaction is like, yes, there's no Pro Bowl this weekend. This is incredible. It's the worst event on the Cowboys schedule. It's so annoying because all these players are down here doing all this stupid stuff and giving interviews that I have to pay attention to. Blah, blah, blah. It's terrible. I hate it. But what if we could turn it into like not even like I want to say a skills competition, but not even that. Like I don't care who can throw it the furthest or the most accurately. I don't care about dodgeball. Here's what I want to see. Take the Pro Bowlers and put them completely out of their element into a skills competition. Like, what if we had like a competition where they made tiramisu? Like, what if it was like Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady, and whoever makes the best creme brulee wins? Or like, what if
British
they did yeah, like who makes the best dessert? Or what if they did a geography bee? Like, what if you quizzed Devonte Adams on European capitals? Like, how many could he get right? I would watch the hell out of that. Because somebody's going to be good at it, first of all. And second of all, the ones that aren't good at it, that sounds hilarious. Nobody wants to watch that crappy game anyway. So let's just make it unique and different. Like, I want to watch football players make dessert. That's what I want. How about you?
I admire your ingenuity, your innovation, your creativity, all the above, as off kilter as it is. Honestly, I want to keep it old school, and I just want to do an alumni game. Like, how many times have we talked about a former player and we're like, he could probably get back out there and, you know, do some damage maybe. Like, Michael Irvin might be able to line up and take a few snaps. Like, why not? Peyton Manning, like, I wouldn't hate seeing him back in action for a minute. Megatron, like, where's Megatron at? What about Kyle Orton? He may not have been a Pro Bowl, but maybe he was. But I'm calling him because I want him to play.
Kyle Orton? What are you talking about? Like, so you just want to see a bunch of beer guts and like busted hips running around on the field?
Just full-blown disaster on my television, except for
an injury liability waiting to happen.
100%. The insurance premiums of this event will be insane. But what I do need to say is I apologize to the edge rushers like the DeMarcus Wares of the world. Like, you can't go full out because you're going to kill someone. And I can't have that happen. Like, I don't have an answer for you, but everyone else, like, let's just have a little fun. Like, let's get weird. Like, why not?
And that's why the Pro Bowl will always suck if they insist on playing it, because nobody can really do what they're supposed to do. So you might as well have a bake-off. DeMarcus Ware can make an apple pie. I promise you that. Nobody's going to get hurt doing that. Yeah, he can. I believe in him. So that's what should happen. And anything else is dumb. No offense to you, but the Pro Bowl sucks. But the All-Pro Bake-Off has potential. So I'm gonna get off right now. I'm gonna get off and go talk to some people about this. But
I think we should end everyone's misery because of whatever is coming out of your mouth.
No, I mean, like, I'm signing off the show, but when I'm done, like, goodbye. We'll see you next time on The Star at Night. But I'm gonna go talk to some people about this idea because I think it's pretty good, honestly. So
Okay. Bye,
later,
guys.
y'all.